crispy, tasty bacon, melty cheese, and a whole pound of fajitas. Now this is a dish that used to be very popular in pretty much every restaurant here in South Texas, and for some reason it has lost some of its popularity. But when I was a lot younger, this used to be on all the menus, and I remember we used to love to order this dish, and I really think you're gonna enjoy it too. This dish is called the sombrero. And in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how to make it at your house. And one of my favorite things about this dish is how it's served at the table, with all the food under a layer of melted, super delicious cheese and the tortillas on top all the way around. Then all you gotta do is grab one of the tortillas with your hand and dig in. Now let's get this plancha fired up and make us a sombrero. Now to make the sombrero, we're gonna need a couple of bell peppers, about a quarter of an onion, one whole Roma tomato, just a couple of sprigs of cilantro. Now we're gonna use some Oaxaca cheese. It's made by FUD, but Oaxaca cheese is very similar and or just like mozzarella cheese. It's a great melting cheese and it has a wonderful flavor, and it's a key ingredient in this dish. We're gonna use 1 pound of skirt steak. Down here, we call this the real fajita. We're gonna cut these into about 2-inch lengths with the grain, and then we're gonna cut it across the grain. We want that meat to be as tender as possible, about 3/8 of an inch, just a little bit thicker than a pencil. You can make them longer or you can make them shorter. However you wanna do it is okay with me. All right, we're also gonna take 3 strips of bacon, cut this bacon in half, and then I'm gonna cut it into little long strips, into thirds, and then I'm gonna cut it across. About 1/4 inch. They're gonna shrink as they cook anyway. All right, we're gonna get our bacon going here. Let that get fried up real nice and pretty. Make sure you kind of move it around. Don't let it stick so it won't burn. It could burn if it sticks. Main thing we wanna do is get this bacon nice and crispy over here. All right, this bacon's done. I'm gonna move it over here to the side. And here goes the fajitas. Ooh, don't you love that sizzle? Sounds amazing. It's time to season the fajitas. We're gonna use some of this wow that's made for fire, made for fajitas. Gonna put a nice generous little coat on there and whoop them up. All right, you wanna spread them all out nice and even so they get nice and brown. Now we're gonna crank the heat up a little bit. We do want these to sear. You want it nice and hot because all these meats have a lot of water in them, a lot of moisture. Just keep stirring, keep moving them. These fajitas are just about done almost to a medium. You don't want to overcook them. These beef fajitas look like they're about done. I gotta take a taste test. Oh baby, that's good. A little bit more wow. One more shake. Now I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit more. Again, move these fajitas to the side so they won't get overcooked. And it's time to cook the veggies. And we want to start with the onions first. I'm gonna let these cook a little bit. All right, these onions are starting to caramelize a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the bell pepper in there and the tomatoes. Now this is a pretty quick and easy dish. You don't have to use both bell peppers. Normally it's done with just green. I like to use both of them because it adds some really nice color. Adds a little wow to the dish. Speaking of wow, we do need to shake a little bit of that on the veggies. We're gonna put some wow in there, folks. All right, so I'm gonna throw some cilantro in here. I'm just gonna kind of pull them apart a little bit, drop them on top. All right, everything's looking nice and soft to the touch. We're gonna slide our meat back over this way, throw our bacon in here, and we're gonna mix it all together now. We're gonna put all this on the big pretty plate here, carefully. Try to make it look pretty. We're gonna take the plate and lay it on here just a little bit so it stays hot. We're gonna take all this cheese, lay it right on top of all this meat and veggies that are cooked to perfection. I'm gonna close the lid for a minute so that cheese can melt. Give it a little extra heat. There we go. But wait, we're not done yet. There's still a little bit more to go here. I'm gonna throw a couple of serrano peppers on here. Now traditionally this dish is done with corn tortillas. You can use flour if you like. I like them with corn because that's the way I remember this dish. All right friends, so this is how we finish the plate. And this is why they call it the sombrero. This is the way they bring the dish to your table with the tortillas on top. In some places they might bring you the dish with the cheese melted on top and the tortillas on the side. This is the way I remember them bringing the tray to my table way back when I was a young man, and I used to eat this one pretty often at some of the local restaurants. All you gotta do, get your tortilla, grab it just like that, and that's how you make your taco, folks. Then you take a big old bite. Cheers. Oh man. That's really good, huh? Now, serrano is not usually part of the dish. That's something I added because I like chili. Very hot. Fantastic, folks. Fantastic. Now y'all see where my other tortilla was, and I just grabbed it and pulled it up. Cheese, meat, veggies, and all. Fantastic, folks. Fantastic. Whew, that serrano's hot. Means I had to go get me a cold Dos Equis. Cheers, friends. I'm burning up. That serrano's hot. It's time to say goodnight. Guys and girls, I hope you really enjoyed this video. This is a quick, easy, simple dish to make. All you need is a pound of fajitas. This is enough to feed 3 people easily. I hope you liked this video, and if you get some value out of it, make sure you hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, make sure to share it with your family and friends and tell them all about it. If you want to get your wow on, you can order this at pitmaster.us. This was created especially for steaks, fajitas, any kind of hot and fast grilling, but it's still excellent on everything else. You can also find my OG at pitmaster.us. And if you want to up your barbecue game, you can go to pitmasterclass.us and join us there. Thanks for watching, folks. Keep the smoke light, make it work, and make it a wow kind of day. Cut. Gonna get some gloves on because I don't have a sink out here. And yet bacon adds an amazing flavor. We're gonna take this bacon, go ahead and put it on the plancha. Oh man, that's hot, but so good. Who doesn't love bacon? You're crazy if you don't like bacon. Just kidding.